This old guy DIY video has to do with patching a hole in a nearly new tire for a finish mower. So when I was taking this thing out on its first use, I cut too close to another piece of equipment and I ended up punching a hole right in the side here. What I'm going to do today is put a patch in it that has a little stem on it. I've never used those before. I'll just show you what I do for preparation. So I have this little rasp. Take this thing, and I already roughed the hole up. Basically, you go in there, you're trying to rough it up so when the vulcanizing agent or the rubber cement is thrown in, the cement has something to grab to. It doesn't get into the mold release agent or whatever else is on the outside of the rubber. When we look on the inside, you can see where that thing came through. I put a little sanding drum on my Dremel. I'm going to go in there with that little Dremel and rough up the area where that patch is going to go. Take some of those ribs down a little bit, and then I'll be ready to apply the patch. You can see where I roughed up that area around where the patch will go. Now I'll go get the patch. I used a shop vac to suck all that dust out from where I ground the rubber down. I've never used this type of patch before. I was at Farm and Fleet and I saw this thing. And basically it has a rubber spear built into the patch. This particular kit has a 1/8 inch stem patch and a 1/4 inch stem patch. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch stem for this one because the spike that was driven in there was about 3/8 inch in diameter. The instructions say thoroughly buff the area around the puncture, remove all buffing dust, spread cement evenly over the damaged area, allow to dry thoroughly, remove protective covering and center the patch over injury, press hard to remove trapped air. Repair is ready to use. I should be able to do all of that. There's my injury, ready to have the adhesive applied. I applied the cement liberally. Now I'll wait a couple minutes for it to dry as instructed. Then I'll pull the blue backing off of that patch, shove it in there. I push the patch through from the inside. That's what the inside of the tire looks like. This is what the outside of the tire looks like. So after I reinflate this thing, then I'll snip off the excess. I don't know if it's advisable or necessary, but after I had the patch in place, I took some of this bead sealer and just smeared it over the whole thing and let that dry. So that's what my finished patch looks like. Now I'm ready to put this tire back on the rim. I didn't mention earlier that this kit was a whopping $6 at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. I cut the excess off. This is what that stem looks like. You can see it right there. Now I'm going to put some of that bead sealer over it just for the heck of it, and that'll be that. The bead sealer is bubbling, so I can see that my patch from the inside did not work as it was supposed to. So I guess plug and patch, at least with the way I applied it, is not what I expected. Here's a picture of the air bubbles from another direction. I just pulled the valve core out of this tire, put a bunch more of that bead sealer on it. Now that it has no air pressure, I'm just going to let it sit. This old guy DIY video has to do with round 2 of trying to repair this 18 9.5 by 8 tire that was on a mower when I damaged it. I drove a 3/8 inch leg screw through it because I wasn't paying attention. Now I have to repair it. My first attempt is down there, and after the repair it still leaked. That was using a $6 repair kit from Farm and Fleet. This time I took an old piece of inner tube, I took a Dremel tool with a sanding drum, and I roughed up this side that's going to have the vulcanizing cement on it. I bought some vulcanizing cement from Amazon. I'm going to take this thing in the house since it's about 40 degrees out here, and I'm going to apply the vulcanizing cement and use this piece of rubber as a patch and see if putting it over the patch that failed, I can make this tire airtight. This is the product I'm using. This is what my patch over the patch looks like with the vulcanizing cement and the inner tube. I'll let it dry for about another 10 minutes, then I'll go install it and see if this is the answer. Even after the secondary pack job, when I put some Dawn on there, it's still leaking. So this tire is going to get a tube one day.